Yeah, you already know what it is. Lethal Town 24, die bombing at you with some Eagles content. Yo, so what's been going on in the Eagles world this week? I can honestly tell you this, man. This fan base is going to be split, and I just don't see. I mean, unless we win another Super Bowl, I just don't see a lot of coming together like we should. We should be coming together. We should be strong. We should be a strong front. Strong fan base, which we normally are. But let me tell you something, man. There's no room on this fan base for deserters. Like Lethal Talent, what you talking about? I'll tell you what I'm talking about. Listen, so I caught a glimpse of EDP445's video, and I'm not going to sit here and claim he's a fake fan. I'm not going to sit here and say that. You know, he's entitled to feel how he feels, and that's how he goes off. I mean, that's cool. That's what him. I've seen Desert Eagle call him out originally, but obviously they think that he's cool cat. And I have no doubt that he is. And I agree with him to some points. I think Howie dropped the ball. Howie did drop the ball on Jalen Ramsey. There's nothing that you can say. There's nothing that anybody could tell me otherwise that he didn't drop the ball on Jalen Ramsey. But the one thing that I know about this fan base is that, and what I love about it, you know what I'm saying, is that they got heart. Heart, above all things, matters. Because it gives you the will to keep going. It gives you the will to keep fighting. It gives you the will to say, you know what? No matter what the hell you do to me, there ain't shit you can do to stop me. And these players do have heart. They give their all out on that field every single Sunday, Thursday, or Monday. Whatever day they play on, they giving us all. So why the hell am I going to do any less? Because of how he's not doing his job? Because Jeffrey Lurie seems like he doesn't care? Yeah, to an extent, maybe. I don't know. Some people, whenever you win, you get complacent. And this happens to any champion, and this is with the exception of the New England Patriots. You have winning franchises. And when people can say, well, you won and done, yeah, that doesn't take away from the championship. You see with New Orleans Saints, you see them, they won their championship, haven't gone back since, but that one championship meant something. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm done with the Philadelphia Eagles. I can't root for them anymore because I spent, and I know a lot of Eagles fans spent invested a lot of emotional, a lot of physical, and a lot of mental energy into this team. When they lose, it's not just them losing. We all lose. We all feel it. We all hate to be laughed at. I hate being laughed at. That's one of the worst things in the world, is just to be laughed at. Yeah, I don't like that. But you know what? We get up, we pick ourselves up off the ground, we dust our shirts off, and we dive headfirst into whatever lays in front of us next, because we don't know how to stop. We're not stopping. That's the difference between the Browns and the Eagles. That's the difference between the Cardinals and the Eagles. When it came time for us to win the damn game, we won the damn game. We weren't no Rams that failed in the Super Bowl. And yeah, they won plenty more before that, but they went again and they failed. We failed the first time, but we didn't do it again, did we? We're going to have more chances. And I don't agree with everything that Howie or Jeffrey do. I do believe, I know it in my heart that it should have went for Jalen Ramsey. because that would have shown this fan base that we are all in. We are all in on a Hall of Fame, star-studded cornerback. And he would have been in this division for years to come. You say all that about contracts and, how he's a genius and all this and that. But if he's the genius, like I said before, if he's the genius that we all think he is, he would have figured out a way. He would have figured out a way to keep all of his players. But we don't have that opportunity. Sometimes when you playing cards, you got to put everything out on the table. It's high risk, high reward. We don't have time to be being cheap. And EDP does make a very good point about seeing our corners get blown the hell out, get trashed, and they don't do anything about it. See, you'd be a fool if you didn't feel that way. But by God, as long as I have this heart beating in my chest that bleeds green, I ain't going to leave my team. Hey, Lethal, you from Philly? No, I'm not from Philly. I'm not from Philly. If anything, I am from Florida. And you know what? Well, you ain't Philly. Well, I tell you what. The main thing I got in common with every Philadelphia Eagles fan is that I love this team. This team is life. Every single fall season, NFL season, what have you, I make sure I get up off my fucking ass and I am there for each and every game. Each and every game. And I'm ready to fight for my Eagles because I know they fighting for me. And when they stop fighting for me, damn it, I'm going to pick it up for them and keep fighting for them. I'll go through that wall. Because then when they see me do it, maybe they get up off their ass and do it. That's my team. And I ain't leaving them. You can call me a dumbass if you want to. I see it. I see all the stuff. I see everything we could have done to get Jalen Ramsey to improve this team or what have you. And I don't agree with everything that Howie does. I don't call him a genius. Unless it's, getting in free agents or how to work the salary cap. I've seen that he hasn't drafted a star-studded cornerback in years. Years. But this team fights for us. God damn it. They were Goku 2017 season. And if you're not a Dragon Ball fan, you won't get that reference. But they were Goku, and we were putting our hands up for the fucking Spirit Bomb so they could so they could throw it down on the Patriots so we could get that first Lombardi because we were hungry for it. We hungry. They talking about hungry dogs run faster. Well, damn it, they need to fucking run faster. I get that. But I'm going to be behind them every step of the way. So, no. I'm not leaving my team. If you want to be a deserter, you can go ahead and do it if you want to. But I ain't leaving my team. Damn it. I'm staying right here. Right here. And I'm going to fly with them. Believe that. So that's all I got to say about that. Now, moving on. It's already 9 minutes in the video. I did not mean to rant that long. But I'm going to tell you what, guys. They say that Doug Peterson, basically guaranteed a victory, which we all know he didn't necessarily guarantee, but he put it in his players' heads. Hell yeah, we going to get that win in Dallas. I believe that. Now they just got to go out there in the field and show it. The thing I love the most about that, though, is that this team, when he said that, they actually texted Doug and said, Coach, we got you. That's a response that we need. That's the fight that I'm talking about. They're not just going to lay down. So I'm going to tell you like this. The Eagles are not about getting down. So you just better lay down, Dallas. lay down because we coming. And we're not going to be, just this team that's going to quit and let y'all run over us. And you're like, and you got some Dallas Cowboys fans talking about some, well, I hope you guys win because that means Jason Garrett get fired. Man, be quiet. Be quiet. Stop. That's not gonna work. No. This is rivalry week. Rivalry week. So I'm gonna tell you like this. Keep that same energy that you had all year. I'm talking about wheelchair Wentz and I hope Wentz gets hurt and I don't, there ain't no way y'all gonna beat us this year. We gonna sweep you again. Your whole team injury prone because y'all looking real injury prone right now, huh? Looking real injury prone. I even said, I can't remember who I said this to, but I know it's Dallas Cowboy fan. And I told him Randall Cobb gonna get hurt. Oh, shut up. That ain't gonna happen. We gonna be healthy. He look like he's struggling to play, huh? Damn. There's no excuses in this game. I don't care if Amari Cooper's on the field and I don't care if Randall Cobb's on the field. I don't care if Frederick. I don't care if Aaron Brown or Byron Jones. I don't care because we in the same boat. As far as I'm concerned, we are definitely even. And when we weren't even last year, y'all had no problems saying, oh, well, we beat y'all. Y'all beat Devontae Bosby, who hasn't seen the field, who was on the practice squad, and he's a veteran. Y'all burned him, but y'all gonna sit there and claim, oh, Cooper's the best because he beat Devontae Bosby, knowing that Sidney Jones had actually shut him down the whole first half. And until his hamstring blew, that is when Amari Cooper started getting his yards. Sidney needs to get out of his own damn head and realize he does have the talent. Because if you could shut down Amari Cooper for a first half and hold him to 10 yards, that's a damn good player. He's just got to realize it. So, yeah, this team is galvanizing behind Doug Peterson, man. Now, how are we going to stop the Dallas Cowboys? What's our game plan? Man, it's not simple, but it can be done. They're weak up the middle. It's, as much as their linebackers are stars, they've been weak up the middle. Anytime a power running back has gone through there, they haven't been able to really stop them as much. So, I mean, what is Dallas going to do to stop us? If we start off with the running game, what are they going to do? Well, they can blitz up the middle, try to keep Jordan Howard at bay. They could do that. Or offensive line. And Doug can call, basically a jumbo package to where single back, plow it through, get a few yards. You all know that he could turn 3 yards into at least 4 or 5. Get a short down situation. And make it easier for Carson to get the first downs. And then, how are the Eagles going to be attacked by the Dallas Cowboys? Andre Dill's going to be starting. JP is going to be out. So, how can Dallas take advantage of that? DeMarcus Lawrence, he's going to be on Lane Johnson, right? And we all know how well he does against Lane Johnson. He doesn't do shit against Lane Johnson. He hasn't done shit all year. Matter of fact, the one person y'all probably should have paid was Robert Quinn. But D-Law wanted all that money. And as soon as he got it, he hasn't produced not a damn thing. And that's not a shot. That's just facts. So, if they switch, I doubt if they're going to switch D-Law and Quinn and try to take advantage of Andre Dillard. If Andre Dillard can make sure that his balance, make sure that he keeps his balance, keep his hip square, and make sure he gets those hands out, punch them, and keep them from, getting past him. I think he'll do well. He did okay in the Minnesota Vikings game. He did not turn into a turnstile table or whatever, and, it's not like Winston Justice. You know what I'm saying? Like, he held his own. It wasn't perfect, but he held his own. So, I mean, now, Deshaun Jackson most likely won't play this game, but we'll have Mills and possibly Darby back. So we either have to rely on the Rasul or we have to rely on Darby. Do I think they could stop their wide receivers? They can if the scheme is right. But before I go much in or too deep into the defense, I'm gonna just say this about the offense. You take what you can get, and I don't care what anybody says, and it's been said that somebody says, oh, they should check down more and not throw it. A player says this. I wish they found out who the player was, but the players I know it's not, or the player I know it's not, and I would say this. It's definitely not Nelson, and it's definitely not Alshon. Alshon has come out and said it. Nelson hasn't, but as much as Carson has been sticking up for Nelly when he didn't have to, because that's not his character, Nelly ain't going to do that because he knows he's been fucking up. He knows he's been screwing up. So, I mean, it doesn't make sense for Carson Wentz to throw himself basically under the bus for Nelson Agholor and Nelson Agholor say something like that. It's not in his character. He would never call out a teammate like that. He may be frustrated about not getting the ball, but that's on him. The opportunities that he's had, he's not come through. He's dropped balls, point blank and period. He's fumbled balls after he even caught them. He knows that's on him, but he's not going to say stuff like that on Carson. And Alshon, if you look at their relationship, Philadelphia really look at their relationship. That whatever it said is not coming from him. Zach Brown was a statement. Zach Brown was a statement to say that you can't talk mess and not back it up. Because if he backed it up, he'd still be on this team. And, you got Alex Singletary. I'm sorry if I spelled or said the name wrong. But, he's getting his time to shine. I think he's ready. I think he wants to show. He'll be doing it on special teams, but I think he's ready to show or make an impact on the special teams. TJ Edwards, we got to rely on them. We're going to be weak up the middle as well with these small linebackers. But like I said, I'm going to touch on that in here in just a second. But as far as the offense, yes, take what you can get. Get Alshon, move the ball with Alshon, and sprinkle in some. Hopefully they sprinkle in some J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Mac Hollins is just not hitting it. And if that's the case, you need to bring up Greg Ward Jr. and or just have something for him, maybe get him in there so we can see what he can do, how he can get open. Because even though he's made plays in preseason, that's the preseason. It's not the regular season where they game plan. So we need to find out what these guys have. If Deshaun Jackson is not going to play, and he's been injury prone for years now. He has to make it back to this team. He should have just had the surgery after week 1 and called it a day. Wait until he got back, got into game shape, running shape, or what have you, and then been back at least by the next game. If he's just going to miss this game anyway, it doesn't really help us much, because if he goes out here and gets injured again, we don't have him for probably the rest of the year. So, anyway, use Alshon, use the running game, take advantage of their middle linebackers by using the power running game. You sprinkle in some play action, maybe some running back screens, because if they start the blitz, they start the run blitz, you can use that running or halfback screen to take advantage of that. Kind of go in with those double fake screens. You can fake halfback and then do a tight end screen. I love that play. Those plays work more often than not. So if they're playing man to man, call some slants, get Alshon the ball. The primary focus for wide receivers should be Alshon Jeffrey. If they take away that and Zach Ertz, then you're going to have no other choice but to rely. And if they use the 12 personnel, you're going to have to rely on Goddard and, maybe Hollins and Arcega-Whiteside. The receptions are going to be scarce between Ertz and Jeffrey if they decide to go that route. But if Byron Jones is hurting, then definitely take advantage with Alshon. Alshon may be hurt, but he's still busting his ass and getting out on that field for us every Sunday. And that's the heart I'm talking about. That's the heart I'm talking about. He don't sit down. He may be injured, but he shows up. He don't sit down. He's not sitting down. I ain't sitting down. I ain't not sitting on this team. So the defense, Jim Schwartz needs to come through. Come through. Put these guys in a position to succeed. Have your safeties over the top. I mean, there's going to be a deflection interception, usually is by Dak Prescott anyway. So have your safeties over the top. Don't leave your corners out to dry. If Jalen Mills is ready like everybody hopes he is, and by God, I hope he is, because he's prone to getting burnt too. And hopefully he can come through for us. If it's Tavon Austin and Michael Gallup, those are speedy wide receivers. We need to make sure they're not taking the top off the field. So you keep those safeties out there in their natural spots and try to focus and hope to God that our middle linebackers can crash the middle or crash the outside to make sure that Ezekiel Elliott doesn't run all over them. I expect Zeke he usually has great yards against us, or at least 100 yards. I'm expecting that. But if we can hold them below that, we're definitely going to win this game. Definitely going to win this game. Now, as far as schemes, that's pretty much all I'm going for there. And you know what? I'm going to say this last thing. I feel it. I feel a rivalry in the air. I feel it. Everything's tense. Everybody's ready. Everybody's on their toes. They can't wait for this game. This is all we've been waiting for. Philadelphia Eagles versus the Dallas Cowboys. This is all we've been waiting for. The whole season. Because they ain't done nothing but talk that mess. So can you feel that, Eagles? Can you feel it? Don't be weak, Dallas. Don't be weak. We ain't coming for that weak stuff. We want you to be ready. We want you to be ready. Because it's going to be that much sweeter when we get that W on Sunday night. Yeah. Y'all already know what it is. I'm not going to be sitting down in my chair and just leisurely watching the game. I'm going to be in every inch, every snap, every moment of the clock. I'm going to be dialed in. And I'm going to be rooting for my team. Because I got that passion. That Philly Eagles passion in my heart, in my blood, in my veins. So what do you have? What do you have? Eagles fans, what you got? I'm going to tell you like this. If you got a voice, and especially after we win, if you got a voice on Monday, you ain't did your job. You ain't did your job. I'm like a home coach, man. I just be yelling. But that's me. That's me. That's the passion that I have. So what you got? In Dallas, like I said, you keep that same energy. You've been dogging us, even in the offseason, you've been dogging us. So keep that same energy. And like I said, when the clock hits 0 in the fourth quarter, and y'all wake up and y'all realize that y'all gotten that L, just remember one thing. You brought this on yourself. I'm Lethal Talent 24, and I'm out. EAGLES Eagles, and that's what's up. Game day tomorrow, baby. Better get some sleep.